Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
Let's try that, see if it comes back alive there. We got our starting grid here. Evan Gomet getting the pole position here tonight. Nigel Steele will start second. Ben Parson in third. William Gay in fourth. Ryan Rose there fifth. Matt Mars in sixth. Chase Matsko seventh. Graham Connolly there eighth. Wetland there in ninth. That is the wrong date on here, unfortunately. That should be... There we go. Perfect. Now, we got our voice back, it seems, so we'll try to roll it on down through here. You see Steely down there on the bottom side. Or, I'm sorry, no, top side. Gomet's on the bottom side. 75 laps the distance. Coming out of turn number 4 we go. I see that pace car dip down there to the inside. Here we go. Everybody's getting ready to start. Green flag in the air. Gomet getting out there to a great start. Out there in front, bringing with him Ben Parson. Down there on the inside behind them will be the 78 of Ryan Rose. Scaly looks like he got caught to the outside there. As they come there off of turn number 2 down that back straightaway. Scaly might have got into the outside wall just a touch there as they work down here in the corner number 3. Down here on the inside, the 26 of Chase Matsko. He's working there underneath the Steely as they work there off the corner. The 75 looking to try to come along as well. Graham Connolly and Matt Mars battling it out back there for 7th and 8th. Wetland back here in 9th, just kind of biding his time at this moment in time in that good wrench number 3. Down in the corner, number 3 and 4, 78 there. Ryan Rose looking to try to get underneath Ben Parson, cannot quite get there as they work up here off of 4, back down across the stripe. Everybody's kind of single file. Evan Gomet, great run so far. He is way out front at the moment. Ben Parson there in second. Ryan Rose there third. Chase Matsko back here in fourth with William Gay looking to his inside as they work there off of 2. Gay down there on the inside of Matsko. They work there in the quarter number 3 and 4. Watch them here as they come out of the corner. Everybody works on down here. Ben Parson there in second. Ryan Rose there third. Chase Matsko fourth. Graham Connolly there back here in 7th. Up off the corner and down here into the next one. We have that 75, William Gay, down here on the inside, and they work up off. Evan Gomet there in front. Brian Rose there second. Ben Parson third. William Gay fourth. Chase Matsko rolling there in 5th. Now back to 6th as Nigel Steele gets around him on the inside. Matsko's stuck on the outside. There is 75 laps to go, or 75 laps for the distance here, and we're only on lap 6. So hopefully some of these drivers that might be struggling early on might be able to find some sort of niche going on through the night. We've seen that in the past where some drivers kind of hang back, get a feel for the racetrack, get a feel for the way the competition's racing the racetrack, and things kind of settle out towards the end. I see Graham Connolly coming up there into the mix. You got Nigel Steele, William Gay down there on the inside now. As Matsko rolls on the outside. Parsons there in third. Ryan Rose there second. Evan Gomet out in front as they roll here through the corner. Heading back out here onto the backstretch. Down through into corner number 3 they go. Now you see Gabe working down there below. Parson now. Parson hanging that Cigar Time Lounge sponsored machine out there. He's going to keep it in third as Gay now tries to fight back down there on the inside. Here comes Steely down here on the inside of Matsko. Matsko hangs on there to the outside. Somebody got into the outside wall briefly there. I saw a puff of smoke as they work down here off at corner number 2 down that backstretch once again. Steely in that Supra, still trying to get that Red Bull sponsor machine up there towards the front a little bit more as they work there off the corner down here in the corner number 1 and 2. Ryan Rose out there in a second with Ben Parson third. Gay there in fourth. Now they bring it on back down in here through off of fourth or on to 3 and 4. Parson ended up the racetrack. That's going to drift him back there as he falls back to about 6th, possibly almost in the 7th. It's Graham's right there. Hey, Graham's going to go underneath him here. As now Chase Matsko pulls up in front of Ben. Ben now undercuts. He's going to try to get underneath him here coming through the front straightaway. Will do so. Ben's going to hang on the bit for the moment. They work down here in the corner number 1 here at lap number 10. Steely up there to 4th. Gay up there to 3rd. Ryan Rose in 2nd as they work down the backstretch. Everybody hanging on here so far. With Gay there 3rd. Nigel Steely there 4th. As Steely looks like he's going to try to make some sort of move here. Matsko falling back a little bit here as Parsons getting underneath him, or is Matsko getting up there to the high side. They're battling it hard there. Here comes Graham Connolly now battling underneath of Matsko. We're here off of corner number 4. I'm sorry, corner number 2 down that back straightaway. Gomet out front. We have Rhodes in 2nd. Gay there in the 3rd. He's got the battle going on with Steely. Steely trying to get into 3rd, right down there along the inside. And slowly getting there. Will get up there in the 3rd. And come here off the corner. You're on board there with Steely as they work down the backstretch. In the corner number 3. Up off, Ben Parson there in 4th. William Gay in 5th. Chase Matsko back here in 6th. Graham Connolly there at 7th. Matt Mars in 8th. There you go, Matt out front. Everybody else working down the backstretch. Parson and Gay battling it out there for 4th as Gay falls back there in the 5th. As Ryan Rose has moved himself up there through into 2nd place. In at number 78, doing a good job up 3 positions. Chase Matsko here in 6th, up 1. Graham Connolly up 1. Matt Mars down 2. Steely, Parson, and Gay all down 1 as they file it out down the backstretch. And in the corner number 3. Chase Matsko trying to reel in William Gay. Up off of 4 down here through the front stretch. Evan Gomet out there in front, comes down there in the corner number 1. William Gay back here in the 5th. Matsko there behind him as he works on trying to get up there to battle him. Graham Connolly there has Matt Mars all over his back bumper as Mars is looking there underneath possibly in that mellow yellow number 34. Yeah, here we go. Back down into the corner. Sliding his way up off down here out of there. We're down there in the corner number 1 and 2. Back onto the backstretch. Got Mars right there, right behind him. Graham Connolly there in 7th. Chase Matsko there in 6th. Now Mars and Connolly, the battle we're looking at as Connolly gets to the outside. Graham down there on the inside. Looks like Mars kind of hung it out a little bit there, coming off of 4. Down here in the corner number 1, 17 of the 75 complete. I'm sorry, we're working on 16 of the 75 complete. We're down here off of the backstretch. Nigel Steele there's in 3rd. Parson there for it as they battle it out there. Parson tries to get up there. Working on down here through the backstretch. Down there on the inside is Graham Connolly with Matt Mars down there on the inside. They work down here in the corner number 1 and 2. There you see them. Graham up there on the outside. Ryan Rose there in 2nd. Ben Parson 3rd. Nigel Steele there in 4th. William Gay there 5th. Chase Matsko 6th. Matt Mars in 7th. Yeah, they work down here off the corner in the corner number 1 and 2. It is lap number 19 as Gomet comes through 1 and 2. There's Ryan Rose. Ben Parson back there in 3rd. Nigel Steele in 4th. As Parson got around Steele. Steele now looking to see if he can make a run back at 3rd place. Mars got around Connolly. Now we got William Gay working on Matsko. We're down here in the corner number 1 here, lap number 20. Up off, there you see Steele, Parson there in 3rd. Ryan Rose there in 2nd. Evan Gomet out there in front. Chase Matsko 5th, William Gay there 6th, Matt Mars there 7th, Graham Connolly there 8th, PJ Whitland in 9th. They work up off the corner here at lap number 21. Ryan Rose there 2nd, Parson there 3rd, Steele there 4th, Gay in 5th, and Matsko right there behind him. Matsko works down there on the inside, coming off. Up off the corner, hiding here in the corner number 1. Matt Mars, Graham Connolly. And they head on back down in the corner number 1 and 2. Chase Matsko there 6th, Matt Mars there 7th. And see Mars up there on the outside trying to make a move around Matsko, and he made a move on the outside around Connolly. So can he make a move on the outside of Matsko as well? And he comes down, getting that run. Now he's down there on the inside of Matsko. And it rolls down here in the corner number 3 and 4. Matsko up there on the high side, trying to keep it together. As you see, there comes that 34 of Matt Mars on the inside. And Mars going to get that position away from Matsko. Up here towards the front, Ben Parson, Ryan Rose out there in front. With Evan Gomet leading the race. And head on down through the backstretch. In the corner number 3 and 4. On board there with Parson. Out of Dalton, Georgia. Captain brings it down there across the stripe in 3rd place at the moment. Steele not that far behind him in that Red Bull sponsored machine. That Costa number 7-5, driven by William Gay, sitting there in 5th with Matt Mars in that mellow yellow, sitting in 6th. Chase Matsko with Dr. Pepper sitting there in 7th. If he can just get up there to battle it out. As you see there, the 71 of Graham Connolly working off the corner. Here on lap number 26. 25 of the 75 complete and in the books. That means we are a third of the way through the race. Now they head on back through the backstretch. Ben Parson in 3rd. Nigel Skilly there 4th. William Gay 5th. Matt Mars in 6th. Matsko there 7th. Points here tonight, if I can get a hold of them okay. Now we're looking here. As we got week number 10 here tonight at Kentucky. Next week will be the winner of the season. Driver standings right now is William Gay up front, Nigel Steele there in 2nd, and Evan Gomet in 3rd. That are your top 3, top 5 in points. They're going to finish out with Chase Matsko and Sage Greco. As that finishes out here, we'll get them up here on screen here for you in just a quick moment. As the race continues to go on here. Your points are there. Now we said William Gay out there in front. In your points, Nigel Steele there 2nd. Evan Gomet there 3rd. Chase Matsko there 4th. Sage Greco 5th. Well, your top 5 in points. As you see them up there on your screen right now. They come battling down here through the backstretch. You've got Mars there in 6th right now, going underneath William Gay. Chase Matsko trying to stay in the hunt here. Ben Parsons up here in 3rd. Ryan Rose there in 2nd. Evan Gomet out there in front. Now everybody tries to come down here in the corner number 1 right now. Ryan Rose there in the 78 for Brett's Electric. Ben Parson there in 3rd. Nigel Steele there 4th. Matt Mars in 5th. William Gay 6th. Chase Matsko there in 7th as they roll on down out of here. Lap number 31 of the 75. Up off. Gomet gets a little taste of that outside wall. And they come off of 4. Parson, Nigel Steele, Matt Mars, William Gay. Chase Matsko trying to gain on William Gay there, up there in 6th position as they work here in the corner number 1 and 2. Now we're going down out of here. Graham Connolly there in 8th. Wetland way back here. Not anybody around him. They're on board with him as he comes there through 3 and 4. You can see the pack there in front of him. Out of Scranton, PA. Wetland struggling here some tonight in the Xfinity Series. Ben Parson there 3rd. Steele there 4th. If you're interested in joining the FMA Series, check them out down there at the bottom of the stream. There in the description, there is links to the different leagues here at League Farm TV on the poll. And definitely check out the description there below the video to get the up-to-date news on these leagues that we run. Ryan Rose there 2nd. Ben Parson there 3rd. Nigel Steele there 4th. Matt Mars there 5th. William Gay 6th. They worked on out of here. Evan Gomet out there in front. Ryan Rose, Ben Parson, Nigel Steele down here at the bottom of the racetrack. They work up off. Matt Mars there 5th. William Gay there 6th. Graham Connolly there 7th. Working on down here in the quarter number 1. There you see him out there in front. There's Ryan Rose there 2nd. Ben Parson back here 3rd. Nigel Steely in the 4th. Matt Mars in 5th. And they head on down off of here. Ben Parson 3rd, Nigel Steely there for it. Matt Mars back here 5th. William Gay in 6th. Ryan Rose in 2nd. Ben Parson there 3rd. And we're up off. Here is Evan Gomet. Ryan Rose there 2nd. Ben Parson 3rd. Here lap number 37 of the 75. Down here in the quarter number 1 again. Nigel Steely back here for it. Matt Mars there 5th. William Gay 6th. And they work on down the back stretch. Once again, Evan Gomet racing out there in front. Everybody kind of getting separated here. They're looking there at Ben Parson. They're sitting 3rd, where he's been for quite a while now. Once he got around Nigel Steely again. Chase Matsko on pit road. Here at halfway. Nigel Steely also on pit road. So pit strategy coming into play now. Here we see Wetland come there off the corner. Did Wetland take a pit stop? Yes, he did. As Evan Gomet comes in, 78 of Ryan Rose stays out. Ben Parson comes in. Matt Mars comes in. William Gay, he stayed out. So far, we got 2 drivers that have not entered pit road, and that would be Ryan Rose and William Gay. And we're off the corner here. Nigel Steely made his pit stop coming out of turn number 2. Chase Matsko working down here through 1 and 2. As they work on off. Here through the front stretch, Ryan Rose, William Gay out there in front. Chase Matsko working his way down out of turn number 4. We got the 68, Evan Gomet working down there on the inside out of turn number 2. Chase Matsko trying to get back up there. He's going to come around the outside, coming around Graham. And set his sights on Mars, then hopefully Parson, but I just don't know if he'll get up there. They come here rolling off the corner. Matsko, there you see him. He's rolling up there onto Matt Mars. Mars comes out of the corner. We got the 78 down on pit road. William Gay, he's going to be out there in front. And he's going to be chased down quickly here by Evan Gomet as Gomet dives to the inside. There you see Steely working there off of turn number 2. Ben Parson as well. You see Ryan Rose down there getting work done on that machine. Here comes that 75. He's coming on the pit road of William Gay. And now Gomet will retake the lead next time around. Chase Matsko and Matt Mars come up here to battle. Here, this is battle for 4th. I'm sorry, no, for 5th. Battle for 5th. Matsko works down there, down the backstretch. Mars out there in 5th. work up off 4 down across the stripe once again. Gomet as your leader. Steely there second. Parson there third. William Gay and Ryan Rose fall to the back. Ryan Rose a lap down. Evan Gomet, Nigel Steely, Ben Parson. Pretty much a lap down to everybody but William Gay. Up off the corner once again here at lap number 44 now on the books. And you're watching the Freedom Motorsport Alliance Bigger Farm Xfinity Series. Bigger Farm Gaming Xfinity Series, right? We're going down here in the corner number 3 and 4. You're looking there at Nigel Steely as they work on down out of here. There you're looking at Matt Mars. He stays ahead of Chase Matsko for the time being. Sitting there in 4th. Chase Matsko there 5th. Graham Connolly pulls up there in the 6th. They'll come there off of turn number 2, down around onto that front stretch again. Evan Gomet coming across the line. It's now lap 46. We got 30 laps to go. 30 laps here tonight. From Kentucky, left to go. As they roll down here into corner number 1. Looking there at Chase Matsko, Graham Connolly there in 6th. Matt Mars just there ahead of Chase Matsko that you're watching there, right there. Head up off of 2. They saw the back of Ben Parsons' car. And he rolls up there onto the 8 of Steely. And back down that back straightaway again. There you see them. Evan Gomet there. You're looking at Ryan Rose in that 78. Had a decent run earlier tonight. Just unfortunately could not finish it out here. Evan Gomet up there in the front. Still leading the way. There's that 3 of Wetland. Evan Gomet going out of turn number 4 right now. Nigel Steely there. There you see Ben Parson back there. There is Matt Mars, Chase Matsko, Graham Connolly. Wetland there. He's got William Gay coming underneath him. He's going to fall back a spot. Okay, Wetland and Ryan Rose. Now we see there Ryan Rose, Wetland, and Gay are all on kind of the same lap as they're that far behind. So Ryan Rose, we can get up there around Wetland, can take that 8th spot. He comes down out of the backstretch, but that'd be why he's got to make an entire lap. Because he's sitting ahead of Wetland. That's a tall order to try to get that 78 back around. As Gomet up there in front, Nigel Steely second, Parson there third. Matt Mars in 4th, Matsko there 5th. Connolly there in 6th, Gay in 7th, Wetland there in 8th. Working up off the corner, Nigel Steely there in 2nd, Ben Parson there in 3rd. Evan Gomet out there in front. Nigel Steele there second. Parson there third. Matt Mars in fourth, and Matsko there in fifth. Graham Connolly in sixth, with William Gay in seventh. Wetland there in eighth. Eddie Parson gaining on Steely. Let's see, Parson going down there to the inside. Gets around Steely. Mars there, up there in fourth. Matsko there fifth. Parson there in second. He got around Steely. And we know Parsons a little quicker than Steely here throughout the race. And they bring it on down here out of the corner. Into corner number 3 and 4. Steely there third, Matt Mars there fourth, Graham Connolly there fifth. Yeah, they're working on down out of the corner. Gomet up into the outside wall, 21 laps to go here for Gomet as they come out of corner number 4. And Evan Gomet's coming out of 2. Here you see Parson and Steely working there out of 2. Matt Mars back here for it. Graham Connolly up in the 5th. He worked around Chase Matsko. Matsko here, he's got William Gay coming there underneath him. This must just not be Matsko's track here tonight. Matsko sitting there 6th, just ahead of William Gay, who is slowly closing, I think, on Chase Matsko. There you see the 78 of Ryan Rose getting down there underneath Connolly. They work on down through the backstretch. Little wiggle out of the 78 of Ryan Rose. Not sure what completely was that. As you see, here's Parson working down there out of turn number 2. Down there, Nigel Steele in 3rd. Matt Mars there 4th. Graham Connolly back here in 5th. And you see he's got the lap down machine of Ryan Rose there in front of him. Chase Matsko back here 6th. Up there off the corner. 18 laps to go here at Kentucky. Who's your driver? Who do you want to see win this here tonight? And we're on board there with Ben Parson out of Dalton, Georgia. There you see Wetland back here towards the back. There Matsko sitting there in 6th. Graham Connolly there 5th, just in front of him. Now they roll here off of corner number 2 down that back straightaway. Evan Gomet already around and across the front straightaway. So a half a lap ahead of these drivers back here. Yeah, Evan Gomet. There, watch Connolly there, just ahead of Matsko. Mars there in 4th. William Gay there in 7th. Now 6th, and Chase Matsko fall back to 7th. Wetland ends up in the pits. And called it a night. Ryan Rose sits there in 8th. Graham Connolly there in 5th. Ahead of William Gay. Matsko down on pit road here with 16 laps to go. You got Nigel Steele there in 3rd. 16 laps to go. Matt Mars there 4th. Graham Connolly 5th. William Gay in 6th. Ryan Rose in 7th. It looks like Matsko ends up pulling it on the pit road. Yeah, looks like he's just sitting there waiting for the ending of this one. Tough fight there for Matsko. Evan Gomet out there in front. Parson there 2nd. Steele there 3rd. Matt Mars back here in 4th. Graham Connolly in 5th. And it looks like Mexico called it a night. His number no longer showed up on the map. Ben Parson there second, Steely there third, Matt Mars there in fourth, Graham Connolly fifth, William Gay there sixth. And it looks like Ryan Rhodes has called it a night. We're down to 6 cars on the track. Yeah, we're looking here at Ben Parson and Steely. That's second and third. 13 laps to go. The other close ones are William Gay and Graham Connolly. They work down here in corner number 1. Gomet, no competition around him. Matt Mars, no competition around him. Here you see Steely looking to the inside of Parson as they work down there through turn 3 and 4. Down across the stripe. Parson still out there in front. 12 laps to go here for Evan Gomet as he works down the backstretch. Ryan Rhodes has called it a night. Wetland has called it a night. He's just sitting in the pits. Steely ends up into the outside wall coming down that backstretch. We saw the puff of smoke off of that number 8 down here in the corner number 3 and 4. You got Parson there in second, Steely there third, Gomet there out front. 11 laps to go here as they work through 1 and 2. On board with Parson as he comes down in the corner number 3. I'm sorry, no, corner number 2, out onto the backstretch. He comes up in the backstretch. Steely trying to stay with him, but stay out of that outside wall at the same time. Work down here through 3 and 4. Gomet out across the line, 10 laps to go here at Kentucky. You got the 68 of Gomet as your leader, and he's halfway down the backstretch, and these drivers work here out of 2. Ben Parson and Steely. Then you got Gay and Graham Connolly back here. But Graham Connolly ends up letting William Gay around. Work down the backstretch. Gomet out in front, Parson there second, Steely there third, Matt Mars there fourth, William Gay in fifth. Graham Connolly there in sixth. They work on out of the corner. Nigel Steely here in third as you're on board with him, running down the backstretch. Right there behind Ben Parson. 9 laps to go. 6 drivers on track. The only battle I see anywhere close is the 33 and the 8 of Steely. That's Steely and Parson. Gomet has lost ground on... Graham has lost ground on Gay. Now it looks like Steely slowly losing ground there on Gay has lost ground there on Connolly. Wendland coming back out. And him coming back out has helped him jump up a couple spots there but with Ryan Rose and Chase Matsko. So Wetland's going to get up there in the 7th. Ryan Rose and Chase Matsko are out. So now we got 7 drivers back out on track. Wetland laps down. We got Gomet there out front. Parson there second. Steely there third. Matt Mars fourth. William Gay in fifth. Keep it on down through off the back onto the backstretch. Steely in third. Matt Mars in fourth. Gomet out there in front. Parson in second. Steely there third. Mars in for it with with Gay in fifth. Graham Connolly back there in sixth. 5 laps to go as they work here out of the corner. Wetland trying to chase down Gomet and put him on another to take one of those laps that he's lost away. He's down. Here we'll see in a moment. Wetland is down 10 laps. Wetland goes back on the pit road. Eagle met up there in front. Parson there in second. He works off the corner. The captain trying to get that thing up there. Nigel Steele there in third. I just don't know if anybody has anything for Gomet tonight. He's pretty much started the race from the pole position and has not looked back. As they work here off of turn number 4. Parson there in second. Steele here in third. Matt Mars sitting back in fourth. 3 laps to go for Gomet, and he's currently down that back straightaway as Mars just comes to 3 to go. Along with Alan Gay and Graham Connolly. Up off of turn number 4 comes Gomet. As he's out there in front. Down here in the corner number 1 and 2. Ben Parson there in second. Nigel Steele there third. Now we see Matt Mars there, William Gay in fifth, Graham Connolly there sixth. Work up off of here. Gomet, as your leader, comes out there for the final lap. Or is checkered flag out? I'm unsure. Let's go here. No, checkered flag is out. Gomet got the win. Parson second. Steele there third. Mars fourth. As your race results are in, here we go. Evan Gomet out there gets your win. Ben Parson second. Nigel Steele third. Matt Mars fourth. William Gay fifth. Graham Connolly 6th, P.J. Wetland there in 7th. Ryan Rose there 8th, Chase Matsko in 9th. That is your finishing order here tonight. We'll get with our top finishers here momentarily. As you see, Gomet burning it down here at the start-finish line. Getting that well-deserved win here tonight. We'll get with Nigel Steele here, our third place finisher. Good evening there, Nigel. How's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Going pretty well. How do you think your race went?
I think it went all right. Got a little lucky that the car in front of me got caught speeding.
Car in front of you got caught speeding.
Yes, sir. I believe he did.
Well, I know you were trying to chase down Parson, but I just don't know. Well, what was your thoughts on trying to reel him in?
I was struggling in 3 and 4. This is the first time I've ever raced this, and I ran about 5 practice laps before this, so it's pretty tough.
Do you think you came to the car okay, or you still got a lot more to try to figure out with this Xfinity car?
I think the Xfinity car is good. Certain tracks I'm a little bit better at. Since I've never raced this one, it was tough. It was hard to keep the car on the bottom of the track and trying to gauge the entry speed.
Well, you got sponsor shout-outs. Anybody you want to thank for getting third here tonight?
Nope, just everyone that runs the league. I appreciate you guys for putting a good, clean race together. It's a lot of fun.
All right. Well, congrats there on third place tonight. We'll see what is held in the future. Thank you for coming out.
Yes, sir. Thank you for what you do.
That was Nigel Steele, and I will get with the captain. Good evening there, Parson. How's it going?
Good, Adam. How are you?
I'm doing well. How do you think that car felt tonight?
I felt pretty good. Felt like I could have had a little better shot at Evan there. I kind of got put in the wall early in the race, and I don't know if that did some damage to me or not. So I don't know if that affected the handling much, but yeah, the car felt okay. This track is pretty tough. Two totally different sides of the track. Turn 1 and 2, you send it in kind of like a Rockingham or Dover, and then if you try that same maneuver in 3 and 4, you'll just go straight up and hit the wall. So you got to use a lot of brake over there. So it's a track you got to pay attention to. So, but it felt good.
Well, I mean, you did a great job keeping the car under you, and one pit stop to make it to the end. From what I was looking at, it looked like you guys pitted about halfway. And do you think your pit strategy played out okay for where you pitted, or?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like everyone pitted close together there, and I wasn't going to run very long on that. They would have definitely gapped me on the backside of that. So I think the pit strategy worked out just fine, and we'll take. What do we come in second? We'll
Yeah,
take
you
second.
came in second tonight. You know, you're getting to know second position very well.
Man, the silver just keeps coming.
Well, we'll see how well it goes as the season progresses. I think we got one more race this season before we get into next season.
Yeah, I've missed a couple races this season. That's kind of taken me out of that conversation, but hopefully the contenders have a good race next week, and I'll be in it, of course. But just want to thank Cigar Time Lounge and Dalton, Georgia, as always, for being on the car and for their support there and watching the races every night that we run them. And yeah, we'll get them next week.
You have any other thank you or shout outs you want to give there?
I just appreciate everyone here at FMA and yourself as well. Thanks for all the good broadcasting that you give us.
Alrighty, well, our pleasure here at FFTV, and hopefully you can get them again next week. But I know there's a couple races before then, so good luck at those coming up.
Yep, I guess we'll see you tonight on the channel over at Roughneck.
Yeah, tomorrow night.
Yep, tomorrow night.
Alrighty. We'll see you then, Ben. Good job tonight getting that second place, and I know you said like you said you got a stack of silver stacking up, so hopefully you'll be able to break one here at FMA before too long.
That's right. Well, I appreciate it, Adam. Thanks so much.
Alrighty, we'll catch you later there, Ben. That was Ben Parson, our second place driver. Now we'll get with Evan Gomet. Good evening there, Evan. How's it going?
It's going good. How about you?
It's going fairly well. How's Victory Lane feel tonight?
Oh, it feels great. I don't know, it was a great victory. Wasn't a lot of people to show up tonight because of the cup race and college football starting, but still had to be on it tonight.
Well, at least we got to the bottom of why we had such a smaller field, but, I mean, you still did a great job. You started there on pole and just never looked back.
Yeah, I knew pole was going to help having the clean air because tire saving was huge here, and if you're not on the bottom, you're just going to shred your tires. So getting out there, getting in a rhythm was a big part of the big lead tonight.
Well, and you pulled it off just fine, getting that 68 snap-on machine out there to the front and to the lead, and never looking back, like we said, from qualifying on, really.
Yeah, no, and the car was really, really tight, so it's hard to get it to rotate in the long run, but if you figured it out, you figured it out. Some people didn't figure it out, and they were struggling.
Well, I mean, I know there was a few drivers that were struggling there tonight, but you were definitely not one of them, as you found out the rhythm and found out your marks to hit and brought it into victory lane. You got sponsors, shout-outs, anybody you want to thank for getting out here into victory lane tonight?
Yep, I want to thank my parents for watching, my sister's watching. Thank Hometown Garage, have always been a great supporter. Got a new sponsor this week, Banjo Time with Clara. If you ever want to learn banjo, look her up. Great sponsor. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for FMA for putting on the thing. Thanks for broadcasting.
All right, well, thank you there, Evan, and we'll see you in upcoming races here at FMA.
Yeah, for sure. See you at Homestead.
All righty, see you at Homestead. All right, so that was Evan Gomet, our winner here tonight. As they head off here into the sunset at Kentucky. Great job here tonight by these drivers. Hopefully everybody there at FFTV really enjoyed the show. We sign off here tonight. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll catch you tomorrow night. We got a couple races. We got our Monday night doubleheader here at Flaker Farm TV. Starting off with Roughneck Racing and then heading off into FMA's GT3 Road Series.